Michael Torres was shaking, not from the cold March morning, not from exhaustion. His hands were trembling because sitting on his workbench in front of him were stacks of cash, old bills, 20s, 50s, hundreds, all wrapped in rubber bands, sealed in plastic, hidden inside a rusted tractor he'd bought 3 weeks ago for $50. He counted it twice, then a third time, $127,460, from a tractor advertised as junk. But here's the thing. Finding the money? That was just the beginning. Michael ran a side business restoring old tractors, Farmalls mostly. He'd buy them broken, fix them up, flip them for profit. Nothing fancy, just honest work and a passion for bringing dead machines back to life. That February afternoon in 2019, scrolling Facebook Marketplace during lunch, he spotted an ad that made him stop mid-bite. 1958, Farmall 560 doesn't run, free if you haul. Free tractors didn't exist. Even broken, a 560 was worth $800 to $1,200 in parts alone. Michael typed fast. "I'll pick it up this weekend. Would you take $50 just so you know I'm serious?" The response came within an hour. Yes. Saturday morning, 8 a.m. Something felt off already. Who gives away a valuable tractor that fast? But Michael wasn't complaining. He showed up Saturday at a small farmhouse outside Toledo, Iowa. An elderly woman, late 70s, met him at the driveway. Her name was Dorothy Brennan. "You're here for the tractor?" she asked. Her voice was flat, tired. "It's in the shed. My husband died 6 months ago. I'm selling the property. The new buyers don't want it." Michael walked to the pole shed. The Farmall sat under decades of dust. Mice had nested in the seat. Birds had gotten in through gaps in the walls. "When's the last time it ran?" he asked. Dorothy hesitated. 1984. Maybe 1985. My husband Walter parked it in here and never touched it again. Said he was going to fix it someday. "Why'd he park it?" Dorothy's face went blank. Walter was complicated. Had his reasons for things. Didn't always explain them. Red flag number 1. But Michael loaded the tractor anyway, paid Dorothy her $50 in cash. She folded it carefully, slipped it in her pocket. "Walter paid $3,000 for that tractor in 1958, she said quietly. "Worked it hard for 25 years, then just stopped. Parked it. Never said why." Michael drove home with the 560 on his trailer, convinced he'd scored the deal of the year. He had no idea. 2 weeks later, he finally started working on it. Standard restoration process. Assess what's salvageable, strip it down, rebuild piece by piece. He unbolted the hood, blew out mouse nests with compressed air, started removing engine components. Alternator, starter, fuel pump, all covered in grease and grime. And then he saw it. Behind the engine block on the right side, welded to the frame, was a rectangular metal box. 12 inches by 8 inches by 6 inches deep. Michael had restored dozens of Farmalls. He'd never seen anything like this. Custom fabrication, not factory. Someone had built this box specifically to attach it here, hidden where you'd never see it unless you were tearing the engine apart. The box had a seam. It was designed to open, but it was sealed shut with hardened silicone and duct tape that looked 35 years old. Michael's heart started pounding. He got a utility knife, cut through the seal carefully, pried the lid open. Inside was plastic sheeting, multiple layers wrapped tight. He pulled it out, set it on his workbench, unwrapped it slowly. More plastic. And inside that? Stacks of bills wrapped in rubber bands. He didn't touch them at first, just stared. Then he started counting. 8,400 in 20s, 31,250s, 87,860 in hundreds. Total, $127,460, hidden in a tractor he'd bought for $50. Michael sat down hard on his shop stool. His first thought, this isn't mine. His second thought, whose is it? His third thought, what the hell do I do now? He called his wife, Carla. You need to come to the shop right now. She heard the tremor in his voice. What's wrong? Nothing's wrong, just come. She arrived 15 minutes later. Michael showed her. She counted it again to confirm. Same total. Michael, she said slowly, you need to call the police. I know, he said, but first I want to understand why it's there. That's when things got weird. That evening, Michael started digging. He searched online for Walter Brennan, Tama County, Iowa, found an obituary from September 2018. Walter Joseph Brennan, age 83, died peacefully at home. Survived by wife Dorothy, 2 sons, 1 daughter. No mention of farming, no mention of the tractor, just the basics. Michael stared at the screen. A man doesn't hide $127,000 in a tractor and take the secret to his grave without a reason. He called Dorothy, got her number from the original Facebook message. Mrs. Brennan, this is Michael Torres. I bought your husband's tractor a few weeks ago. Silence on the other end. Is something wrong with it? Not exactly. I found something inside it. I think you should know about it. Another pause. Longer this time. What did you find? I'd rather show you in person. Are you available tomorrow? Dorothy agreed. Michael drove to her house the next morning, brought photos of the money but not the actual cash. Didn't want to drive around with $127,000 in his truck. Dorothy answered the door, invited him in. The house looked half-packed, moving boxes everywhere. What did you find? She asked. Michael showed her the photos. Dorothy looked at them without expression. Then she sat down heavily in a chair. He told me he lost that money. Michael blinked. What? 1984. Walter came home one day and said he'd lost $127,000, said it was gone. I thought he'd been robbed or scammed. He wouldn't give details, just said it was gone and we had to move on. But he didn't lose it, Michael said. He hid it in a metal box behind the engine. It must have taken planning. Dorothy was quiet for a long time. When she spoke again, her voice was different, harder. Then Walter was afraid. Afraid of what? Everything. The government, taxes, banks, people. Walter grew up poor during the Depression, never trusted institutions, never trusted anyone, kept secrets his whole life. Michael leaned forward. Do you know where the money came from? And that's when Dorothy told him the truth. Our farm. We sold 160 acres in 1979 for $310,000. Made about $200,000 profit after paying off the loan. Walter reported $73,000 of it to the IRS. Hid the rest. Thought the government would take it if they knew. She looked Michael straight in the eye. He evaded taxes on $127,000. Kept it in cash. Then, in 1984, he got paranoid the IRS would audit us. So, he decided to hide it. Told me it was lost. Didn't tell me where it really was. Michael felt his stomach drop. Why the tractor? Walter loved that tractor. Bought it new in 1958. First major purchase we ever made. Worked it for 25 years. He trusted it more than he trusted people. He must have welded that box into place himself. Hidden the money where nobody would think to look. Then parked the tractor and never used it again. Couldn't risk anyone finding it. Did he ever plan to use the money? Dorothy shook her head. I don't think he knew what to do with it. He was too afraid. The fear ate him alive for 35 years, and then he died, without ever touching a single dollar. Michael drove home in silence. His mind was racing. He had $127,000 that technically belonged to a dead man who'd committed tax fraud. The widow didn't know it existed until now. The law was murky. Was it his? Was it Dorothy's? Was it the government's? And more importantly, what was the right thing to do? But here's where the story takes another turn. Michael called a lawyer, explained the situation. The lawyer was blunt. Legally, this is complicated. The money was hidden through tax evasion, but the statute of limitations on tax fraud is 6 years. Walter hid it in 1984. That's 35 years ago. The government can't prosecute a dead man. As for ownership, Dorothy sold you the tractor. Legally, whatever was inside the tractor at the time of sale could be considered part of the purchase. But morally, that's up to you. Michael knew what he had to do. He drove back to Dorothy's house, brought the actual cash this time, all $127,460. Walked to her door, rang the bell. Dorothy opened it, saw the duffel bag in his hands, and immediately understood. "This is yours," Michael said. "Your husband hid it. But it belonged to both of you. You have the right to it." Dorothy stared at the bag for a long moment. Then she did something Michael never expected. She pushed it back toward him. "No." Michael blinked. "What?" "I don't want it." "Mrs. Brennan, this is over $127,000. I know exactly how much it is." Her voice was firm, final. "Walter lied to me about that money for 35 years. Made me think we'd lost it. Made me live with less because he was too afraid to use it or tell the truth. That money is poisoned. It destroyed my husband's peace of mind. It won't destroy mine." Michael tried again. "But you're selling your house, moving to assisted living. This money could—" "I have enough," Dorothy interrupted. "My children will take care of me. I don't need blood money from a man who couldn't trust his own wife." She stepped closer. "You found it. You keep it. Use it better than Walter did. That's all I ask." And she shut the door. Michael stood on the porch, holding $127,000, completely stunned. He drove home, sat at his kitchen table with Carla. "She won't take it," he said. Carla stared at him. "What are we supposed to do with it?" Michael thought for a long time. "We use it wisely. Here's what Michael did. He paid off his mortgage, $70,000, gone in one payment. That freed up his monthly income and saved him $18,000 in interest over the remaining loan term. He put $50,000 into an emergency fund, locked it away for job loss, medical issues, any crisis, and the remaining $7,460, he donated it. $10,000 to the local food bank, $10,000 to a farm family crisis fund, $7,460 to the State Historical Society for preserving agricultural history. By using Walter's hidden money for practical purposes and charity, Michael felt he'd redeemed it somehow, turned something born from fear and greed into something that created freedom and helped others. But the story wasn't over yet. Michael decided to restore the Farmall, not to sell it, to honor it. He spent 4 months rebuilding the engine, repainting every surface, replacing every worn part. By July 2019, the 560 looked perfect. Started easily, ran smoothly. He could have sold it for $12,000 to $14,000, excellent profit on a $50 investment, but he kept it, because that tractor represented something now, a cautionary tale, a warning about what fear does to people. Every time Michael looked at it, he thought about Walter welding that box into place, wrapping the money, sealing it up, the care Walter took, the planning, the paranoia, and the waste. 35 years that money sat hidden while Walter and Dorothy could have used it. 35 years of anxiety, of lies, of fear eating him from the inside out. And then Michael got a phone call that changed everything again. August 2020. A year and a half after finding the money, Walter's son Kenneth called. "Michael, I wanted to tell you something. After Mom died..." Michael's heart stopped. "Dorothy died 3 months ago, peacefully, in her sleep." Kenneth's voice was steady, sad, but controlled. "We went through Dad's papers after she passed. Found a journal he kept from 1984 to 1990. He wrote about the money." Michael sat down slowly. What did he say? That he'd made a terrible mistake, that hiding it was stupid, that he wished he'd just paid the taxes, that the fear of being caught was worse than the crime. Kenneth paused. Did he say where it was? No, just that it was hidden safely and that he'd retrieve it someday when it was safe. He never did. Died thinking the secret died with him. Michael closed his eyes. How did your mother cope with knowing he'd lied? She was angry at first. When you told her in 2019, she was furious. Dad had lied to her for 35 years about $127,000. Made her think they'd lost it. Made her live with less because he was hiding money they could have used. Kenneth's voice softened. But she let you keep it because she was done with Dad's fear. Done with secrets. She said the money was poisoned. If she took it, she'd become like Dad. Always worried about the IRS finding out. Always looking over her shoulder. She wanted nothing to do with it. Michael understood then. Dorothy had chosen freedom over money. Let go of $127,000 to escape the fear that had consumed her husband. There's one more thing, Kenneth said. Mom left instructions in her will. She wanted you to know that letting you keep that money was the best decision she'd made in years. Said it freed her from Dad's legacy of fear. She died at peace, Michael, because of you. Michael couldn't speak. Kenneth continued. My father hid from life, hid from the government, hid from the truth, and it destroyed him. You found his secret and turned it into something good. Thank you for that. 3 years later, September 2023, Michael was in his shop when a young man knocked on the door. Early 20s, looked nervous. Are you Michael Torres? Yes. I'm Daniel Brennan. Walter Brennan was my grandfather. Walter's grandson. Michael invited him in, showed him the restored 560. Daniel looked at it carefully, running his hand over the fresh paint. My grandfather bought this new in 1958. My dad showed me pictures. It looks exactly like those pictures now. I restored it completely, Michael said. Engine rebuild, new paint, new tires, everything. Daniel nodded slowly. Dad told me you found money inside it. I did. How much? A lot. Your grandmother let me keep it. I used it wisely. Daniel looked at Michael with an expression that was hard to read. Grandpa was paranoid. Never trusted anyone. My dad said Grandpa's fear ruined his life, made him lie, hide, live in constant anxiety. That's accurate, Michael said quietly. Daniel smiled then, a sad smile. I want to thank you. For what? For using the money for good. My dad said you paid off your house, saved for your kids, gave to charity. That's better than what Grandpa did with it. He hid it and suffered. You found it and used it to create good things. Michael was touched. Your grandmother made that possible. She could have demanded it back. She didn't. Grandma hated that money, hated what it represented. She told Dad before she died that letting you keep it was the best decision she'd made in years. Said it freed her from Grandpa's legacy of fear. They talked for an hour. Daniel had never met Walter. Born in 1998, Walter died in 2018 when Daniel was 20. But Daniel knew the stories, the paranoia, the secrets, the fear. My dad is different from Grandpa, Daniel said. Dad is open, trusting, generous. He learned from Grandpa's mistakes, decided to live the opposite way. That's wise, Michael said. Daniel looked at the tractor one more time. That tractor changed our family. Grandpa used it to hide fear. You used it to restore something beautiful. That's redemption. After Daniel left, Michael sat in his shop looking at the 560. That tractor had been built in 1958, worked hard for 26 years, parked in 1984 with a secret hidden inside, sat unused for 35 years, bought by Michael in 2019 for $50, restored. Now it runs perfectly, looks beautiful, represents a lesson. December 2024. Michael still owns the 560. It sits in his shop, fully restored, worth $12,000 to $14,000. People ask if he'll sell it. No, he always says. That tractor taught me something valuable. Can't sell the teacher. What did it teach you? That fear is expensive. Walter hid $127,000 to avoid paying $70,000 in taxes. The fear cost him 35 years of anxiety, destroyed his peace, ruined his relationship with his wife. He died without using a single dollar of that hidden money. All because he was afraid. And you're not afraid? Not of the right things. I'm afraid of wasting life. Afraid of letting fear control me. Afraid of dying with regrets like Walter did. But I'm not afraid of paying what I owe, trusting people, or living honestly. Walter's fear destroyed him. I won't let fear destroy me. The story of the $50 Farmall with $127,000 hidden inside spread through tractor restoration communities. People asked Michael for details. He shared the basics, but kept some things private. Dorothy's pain, Walter's journal, the family's struggles, but the lesson he shared freely. Don't hide from life. Don't let fear make you lie. Don't sacrifice peace for money. Walter Brennan bought a Farmall 560 in 1958 for $5,200. Worked it hard for 26 years. Used it to hide $127,460 in 1984. Parked it and never touched it again. Died in 2018 without ever retrieving the money. Michael Torres bought that same tractor in 2019 for $50. Found the money. Used it to pay off his house, build savings, and help others. Same tractor, different men, different choices, different outcomes. Walter died anxious, afraid, full of secrets. Michael lives free, generous, honest. The difference wasn't the money. The difference was what they did with it. He bought a broken Farmall for $50. What he found under the hood was worth a fortune. But the real fortune wasn't the cash. It was the choice to live differently than the man who hid it. Sometimes the greatest treasure isn't what you find. It's who you become after finding it. If this story moved you, hit that subscribe button. Share it with someone who needs to hear it. Because somewhere out there, someone else is hiding from fear. And maybe, just maybe, this story will help them choose freedom instead. Don't let fear steal your life. Don't die with secrets that destroy your peace. Live honestly. Live generously. Live free. That's the real treasure.